Reach high, aim high, and obtain. Okay, so we're going to take some heavy whipping cream. There we go. So 4 cups of heavy whipping cream. And then I'm going to do a tablespoon of maple syrup. Now this you would want to do to your preferred taste. We tend to like it a little bit lighter. So the max I would do would probably be actually 2 in this instance, just because it's 4. Because I'm thinking about a tablespoon per every 2 cups, because you don't want it to be overly sweet. Oh, but this is a glass container. We got it from Costco, and it's 100% organic pure maple syrup. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to whip this. I've got my Immersion Blender, and the reason I use maple syrup over sugar is because with the sugar, I feel like it can be overpowering with the flavor, and at the same time, I feel like maple syrup's healthier, and because it's already in a liquidy form and you're working with liquid to start with, it gives it a very smooth texture. So that's how come I'm doing the maple syrup. And this will whip quite quickly. And I'm doing this in my 8-cup measuring cup. You can see it starting to come together because it's thickening up. And what I'm doing is I'm actually aerating it. I'm putting air into it, and that's what's making it become whipped cream. Just making sure everything's really creamy and whipped up well. Okay, I think it's done. There we go. It doesn't take long, but now you have technically homemade whipped cream. Now, I have unplugged it for safety reasons. But one thing is, if you were going to do this for a regular dessert, you just wouldn't do this next step. You could just use this as your standard whipping cream. So it kind of gives you options in regards to any recipes that require whipping cream. And this way you also know what's in your whipping cream, which I like that too. It's just a little added benefit of doing this. And every time I've made this for family and friends, they haven't been able to tell the difference. And in fact, they've loved the flavor more than commercial store-bought whipping cream. So now we're going to do this next step, which is awesome. I'm going to take out our Reuteri yogurt, and we're just going to take a couple tablespoons. It's probably more like 3 tablespoons to be frank, of Reuteri. And we're just going to place this in here. And this is why I have my big 8-cup measuring cup. Is 1, it's glass. 2, I want to be able to stir this well without overly agitating the Reuteri. Because as Dr. Davis says, it's very temperamental and you need to be careful. And so I want enough space to work with it and not have to worry about overworking it or it coming out of the container. Because you want to have a nice balance of the fat to the sweetness to the Reuteri. Actually, that's pretty awesome. That's good. That's perfect, actually. And the reason why it's not a huge amount of Reuteri, because you're probably like, that really was only a few tablespoons. The reason why is because if it's too much Reuteri, it's going to be on the bitter side. If it's too much sweetener, it's going to be too sweet, and then it kind of overpowers any dessert that you have. And what you're looking for is that nice balance between the sweet and the fermented flavor of the reuteri, so that when you have it with a dessert, it just enhances things rather than overpowers with flavor. And this is a great way of also, for those of you that are trying to get your family to eat just a little bit healthier, this is a way of getting it into their diet and then being completely unaware of the fact that they're eating something so beneficial to their body.